Welcome to Speak Free with Matty G, the podcast that celebrates free speech, truth, and open discussion. All right, welcome to Speak Free with Matty G, episode 6. It is good to be back, finally, after a big break during lockdown and whatnot. This is my guest, Jayden Lampasi. How are you? That's how you say your last name?
Lampasi, yeah.
Lampasi?
You've done it better than most people.
Yeah.
How are you? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being on. You were meant to come on before.
Ages ago.
Way
before lockdown.
Yeah. And then things got tied up. I think there was some restrictions in place before we actually went into lockdown.
We were
had to
so
postpone.
close to recording as well.
Yeah.
And then we just got done.
Got shut down. So, but we're back. We're back. Pubs are open again.
I know.
Best part about it. We can get fucked up again.
Yeah, we just need nightclubs.
Yeah, that's it, eh? Well, just go to the Fits down here. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's good. I shouldn't say that. Might get him into trouble, but the cops know anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us a bit about yourself and why you what we're going to talk about today, I guess, and cover. But the reason I first invited you on was just I think I added you on Facebook after Ricky was on here.
Yeah, I watched Ricky's episode.
Yeah,
and then you hit me up straight after.
Yeah, and I was like debating with Ricky. I was like, should I hit him up? And he's like, Ricky's like, what's the worst that can happen? He's going to say no.
Yeah.
And then you were like, straight
away,
away,
I was
fuck
stoked,
yeah.
man.
So,
I was going to message you, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, so that's good. So I saw a few of your stuff on Facebook and videos and whatnot and photos that you posted. I thought this will be an interesting chat. So,
man.
What's your passions? What are you into?
Well,
what do you do?
I'm a bit of a wild card, man. Like whenever people ask me this question, they say like, "What do you do?" and whatnot. Like I never have like a straight line answer. I actually I'm always just doing so many different things. But I guess for the most part, basically like skydiving, been like heaps into solo traveling in the past. Like I've traveled to nearly 30 countries. I've done like 100 skydives now. Yeah, wow. I do film, I do DJing. It's just whatever I'm feeling, man, I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's sick.
There's no restrictions, like.
So I haven't skydived. Yeah. Probably the most adventurous thing I've done is maybe swim with sharks. Or
that's pretty good still.
Yeah, I like water. I'm not about heights and shit. That fucking scares me.
Yeah.
I was meant to go to New Zealand actually, but I've cancelled. Well, I've just postponed it to probably the year after. I was going to go on a Kentucky, so I thought,
Kentucky's cool.
Yeah, I bought a new car, and I was like, fuck, I'm not going to have enough money to do it properly. So I was like, I'll just hold off. But I was going to do some crazy shit over there, like bungee jumping and
I've bungee jumped before. Bungee jumping's way scarier than skydiving.
Yeah, I've heard that, because it actually feels like falling, right?
Yeah, dude. The thing about bungee jumping is like with skydiving, once you're in that plane, you don't have a say. Like you're going out. There's only one way down, and it's not in the plane, sort of thing. Yeah. So like you make the decision when you get in that plane or not. Yeah. But with bungee jumping, like they can't push you, because if they push you bungee jumping, like when people jump off like towers into water and stuff, like they'll turn around, they like hit their head if they when they're bailing and stuff. So with bungee jumping, like they won't push you. So you need to like stand there and bring yourself to jumping. That's the hard part.
Whereas skydiving, especially with you have to go tandem to begin with, don't you?
Exactly right. Yeah.
So they're pretty much in control. You're just going for the ride. You're
just there for the experience.
Yeah. But that's crazy. So you skydive. You also do it out of. Is it still called skydiving when it's out of a helicopter?
Yeah, it's still skydiving. Yeah.
But you jump out of helicopters as well.
Helicopters as
well. That would be insane, I reckon.
Yeah, it's wild. It's actually so crazy. I've had a pretty good run, because a lot of people that do skydiving haven't really had the opportunity to do helicopters. Yeah. That's just something that happens in Port Macquarie, which is about like a 6-hour drive for me. They do it like once every 6 months. They run these events. You got to have 50 jumps to even go and attend.
Right. Okay.
So once you get your first like 50 out of the way, then you have your license that allows you to do helicopter jumps. Yeah, they're wild, man. Like I've done a fair few helicopter jumps, maybe like 15 or 20, probably 20.
Is it loud when you're?
It's full on, bro.
Like the propellers
that's like with the videos that I post on Instagram and stuff. I'm always trying to portray the image as best as I can, but nothing can replicate you hanging underneath a helicopter that's flying and that prop going over your head. Like everything's happening a million miles an hour. Yeah, you can't no amount of photo or video can really do that justice. It's full on. Yeah,
far out. And where have you traveled to? Where's some places you said you're into solo traveling?
Yeah, dude. So I've done a lot of travel. I've done Europe heaps. I need to stop spending my money in Europe, because I just keep seeing I've been there 3 times. Yeah. I think the best way to answer that was like in 2018 I went on a bit of a gap year and moved over to Europe on my own. So I like deferred uni, quit my job, quit a couple of different jobs, like everything I had going on here I just left. went over to Europe on my own, just moved to Ibiza in Spain.
Yeah,
And yeah, I like spent 6 or 7 months there, like living and working, and then just backpacking all through Europe, man, for like another 6 months.
Yeah,
I've done bits of like Asia, like the islands like Fiji, Hamilton Island, places like that. Yeah, like a few places, man, but there's still plenty of places that I want to. I still got to tick off, like Dubai, America. I haven't done.
You haven't done the States?
No, right, no, like San Francisco, but that's it. So there's still heaps of places I'm trying to tick off. Yeah, man.
And so I guess with Europe, like, did you find it scary at all, backpacking?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a big it's a big thing, especially when you're doing something like that solo. Like, it takes a certain type of person to do it, because like if you can't bring yourself to like. Because, like, if you don't go out and force yourself into having conversations with people and force yourself into hanging out with people that you wouldn't normally hang out with, you're going to have a pretty shit time.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to be sat in the room on your own.
Yeah.
So, like, doing something like that really forces you to, like, go into the deep end. And, so it's super challenging, but, like, the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Like, it has 100% shaped my whole life.
Yeah.
Just doing something like that.
Where's the best place you've traveled to?
I'd say Ibiza is probably the best, only because I've been there, and I think because I've lived there, so like I've developed a bit more of a connection with the place.
Yeah.
And then following Ibiza, probably somewhere like Slovenia. Slovenia is beautiful. I don't know if you've seen photos of it or anything.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, I don't even know where it is, to be honest.
No, it's just part of Europe, man. My geography of Europe and stuff was terrible before I even went, but now that I've been there a bunch of times, like
you get to know, don't you?
Yeah,
that's like me with the Blue Mountains. I never knew the suburbs until I had to drive up there every fucking 2 weeks for my job. But no, that's cool, man. I've traveled a bit too, not solo, but do want to do it. That's what I did plan for New Zealand. I was going to go by myself. I know it's a Kentucky, but I thought, fuck it, I'm not going to go with a friend and have to, compromise and like what you want to do to. When you're by yourself, you get to do whatever the fuck you want.
You call all the shots. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Like, that's what's great about it.
So that's what I was keen for. I'm still going to go. I'm going to go 2023 probably. Have like another year to save up probably. And
that's the great thing about Kentucky as well, is like if someone might be struggling to because admittingly going on your own is a very difficult thing. It's not like people might say it's easy, this and that. Like, you still need to like bring yourself to being able to do that sort of thing. So like Kentucky, I've never done a Kentucky, but I obviously hear it and see it all the time. And it looks like an awesome time. Yeah,
it's a lot of partying.
Yeah,
a lot of drugs. A lot of fucking all the shit I like. But no, it is. It will be fun. But have you been to Bali?
Yeah, dude, I've been to Bali. I went on a group trip to Bali with all my best friends. We had a wicked time. Like, it was awesome. It's so cheap over there as well.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just living like luxury over there.
I know, it's good.
For cheap.
Yeah, I remember I used to get used to go for a morning massage and then I'd fall asleep because I'd been out at the clubs the whole night before and I hadn't slept. So I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up and all the girls would be like laughing at me, like because I was like snoring. Yeah. But no, it was good. Yeah, Kuta's hectic.
Kuta's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like now. I think a lot of especially Aussie business owners that are over there that own clubs and stuff have probably shut down due to COVID. I mean, it's just
I don't know how it's
based completely on tourism. Everything.
Literally.
Had some scary experiences in Bali actually.
You have?
A couple fucking crazy things happened to me. The first, when we got there was floods that had just happened. Like just before we got there. So the traffic was crazy and some roads were still closed and whatnot. And I went out. We had 2 other friends. It was like their last night there, or second last night. Yeah. And the friend I went with, she didn't want to go out. She was like, no, I'm too tired. I'm just going to stay in the resort tonight. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going out. Sure. We're in fucking Bali. Yeah. Let's go. And then my friends came. They were like, because I was like, fuck, I don't know where to go. So they came and met me at my resort first. And then we went in the taxi together. But then they were staying near Kuta. So I got in this taxi on my way back, and I don't know if you know like the Bluebird versus Blue Biro.
Oh no, thing. I do remember like looking into that whilst I was over there.
Yeah, so this Blue Biro, it makes it so almost like it says Bluebird, like it looks like a Bluebird, especially to a drunk cunt, you know, coming out of a club at fucking 5 a.m.
for sure.
And so I was like, oh fuck yeah, it's a Bluebird. That's the one they told me it's safe. And when I get in this, and it's a fucking Blue Biro, and I'm like, oh fuck, what's this cunt gonna do to me? And but takes me down this road. It's flooded. Yeah. He starts driving in there, and he goes, oh, think you might have to swim to your resort. And I went, oh, get fucked.
Yeah.
Because I had like everything with me, like I had my phone. And I'm like, I'm not going through this fucking water. And then anyway, so then he tries to get out. He reversed out, but the headlights went. So he drove the rest of the way, which is like another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No lights at all.
Yeah.
Dark, pitch black roads. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to die.
Something similar happened to us, actually. You know how you get the people that are like, this is bad, but they're not even like businesses at all. They're just people standing with a van. And they're like, obviously they offer it to you cheaper than the businesses. And you're hammered and you're like, oh man, it's $10 cheaper.
Yeah,
like,
let's go.
We're already saving $2 each.
Yeah.
So he's just getting this dodgy van. So we done that, and this guy was at night leaving some sort of club, and he took us down, started taking us down the back road. I'm like, man, this is how the horror stories start. And I still don't like. I don't think any of us figured out exactly what happened properly. But we went down this back road, and the guy just turned all the lights off. Like, I think he must have been fucking with us or something. But imagine like just sitting in there, and then like you're going down, like you know it's starting to get sketchy, and then all the lights just go off. Yeah. You're like, oh my god, waiting for the doors to be ripped open. Yeah. But I mean,
fucking Bali's a crazy place. Eh?
It's full on. Yeah, you got to be smart. I mean,
you 100% need to be smart. I was actually I was pretty proud of myself. I like after the second night, I was like, I can fucking live here. Like this is easy for me. Like I would know who to watch out for, who not to go near. Like I had a friend who got like 3 phones stolen. Yeah, she got her first one stolen, bought a new one.
Yeah,
got that stolen.
Yeah,
and then got another one and got that one stolen too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you making the same mistake, going to the same fucking place every night and fucking...
I feel like that's just travelling in general. Like, there's always going to be places that are a bit more sketchy. And
100%.
Like, I mean, like, you could get robbed in Sydney. Yeah. You know? Like, you could get beaten up in Sydney. It just comes down to, like not being in a sketchy-looking place at the wrong time on your own sort of thing. And that just, you apply that everywhere. And, you know... Yeah. Because people always say, like, my mum and stuff would be like, oh, I want to go to certain countries. And she's like, oh, it's pretty dangerous. Like, I don't know if you should do that. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to not see somewhere just because it's dangerous. It just means I need to, like, take extra precautions to, like, make sure that I'm okay. Yeah. Sort of thing.
Yeah. And I've had a few friends go to some real fucking notoriously dangerous places and do some crazy shit. Yeah. And they're fine. Yeah. You know, they're fine. Yeah. But in saying that, you do need to be, you definitely need to be smart. Yeah. I suppose even like Bali, like, it's everyone's sort of favourite holiday destination.
Yeah, especially Aussies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's overruled with Aussies.
And, but if you're not smart, you can get seriously fucked up over there. Like,
yeah, definitely. Bad. Yeah.
But no, very. I mean, look what happened to Chappelle Corby.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's a massive case. Eh?
Oh man, when I was going through the airport, I was thinking, "Fuck, this is where it happened." Yeah, this is where it fucking happened. This is where her life got fucked.
Yeah, literally.
Shout out to Chappelle, by the way. She replied to me on Instagram one time.
She actually did.
Yeah. Love you, Shaps. Shabba Corbs 04. But so talk me through, let's get right into the skydiving sort of situation. Yeah. When did you start? Like, when was your first jump? And talk about that experience of sort of jumping out. I suppose your first tandem jump wouldn't be as scary as your first solo jump.
No, not at all. But I'll get into the scary bits. Yeah. So I guess bringing it all the way back, it kind of like tied in with traveling, because I came back home from doing this like massive year in Europe and Asia and like, you know, England, like all over the place and like so many different spots. So there was a point where I was in a different country every few days, every week. Yeah. So you know, all of that happened, and like I kind of like was taking it for granted, because like I felt like it was never going to be over, sort of thing. When you're living something like that through, you don't feel like it's going to finish. You just feel like that's your life now, and like that's it. You're just living this incredible life, and you know, you don't have to go back to like working that 9 to 5. Yeah. But then like eventually it comes to an end, and then I came home. And then I guess like the funny thing which I learned about it as well is the one thing that people don't ask about, like, because you come back and you're Hollywood for 2 weeks, like everyone wants to know about all your stories and this and that, but then eventually that dies off, right? Yeah. So like after 2 or 3 weeks of coming back, it's just kind of like all of that fades away. Yeah. And then you're really left in that position where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing now. Yeah. Like one thing people never really ask about traveling is like, oh, how are you finding it being back? Everyone just wants to know, like, how was it over there? Tell me your craziest story. What were you doing here? What were you doing there? Yeah. But no one ever really wants. No one, I guess, and like, why should they? Because like you've just had this. They want to know your stories as well. It's just part of it. But you can't really prepare for that either. Yeah. So I come back and I'm like, after 3-4 weeks, everything goes back to normal, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't have a job. I left uni, so I'm like, I got to go back to uni. I got to do full-time uni now. So that was going on for like 3 or 4 months. Like I started working and doing all this, but I was just like, it's a big shift in lifestyle to go back. And then coincidentally around that time was my 21st. And my dad got me a skydive for my 21st. So, we go and do that. And I just went into it with like no expectations. But I always wanted to like skydive. It was one of those things growing up. I was like, I'd love to skydive one day. And then just like as a wild thought, like if I got my license, that'd be cool as well. But like no real plans. Anyway, this happened at Wollongong, just like a tandem jump. And we go up and I just remember the door of the plane opening. And just like all that feeling, just like rushing back in at once. Like it was like the best thing ever. And then went out and just like had the most incredible time. Land. And then I just remember as soon as we touched down, the first thing that came out of my mouth was like, how do I do this? You know, sometimes there's things in life where like it doesn't matter how much it costs or how difficult it's going to be. Yeah. It's just like, tell me how to do this. Yeah. So that was that. And I got on the ground. The ground staff came over, gave me a brochure on like where I needed to go to get my license. And then that was it. I booked it in. And then I went and got my license a month or two later. And getting your license is like it's pretty full on. It's not easy. So you do how it works is called AF, so accelerated freefall. Right, that's the course that you do, and it gives you your A license. It's like the first thing that you ever do if you want to get into skydiving. And that's like a whole week thing. You need to do 20 skydives, and you need to pass levels along the way. So there's 9 levels that you got to pass, and each level that you do, you have to like they'll incorporate something new. So the first jump, and like from jump 1, you have your own parachute on, so it's pretty full on. Yeah. But you also have 2 instructors with you, so they're flying and like they hold you the whole way down, like they don't let go of you, sort of thing. You just pull your own parachute. That's like stage 1. So you pass that. It's pretty hard to fuck that one up because you got 2 pros like holding you the whole way down. And then as you get like stage 2, stage 3, you start doing turns. They start letting go of you, this and that, all the way up till 9. And 9 is your first jump without an instructor. So that like people always ask me like, oh, is it scary the first time you skydive? It's like not really, because I was with an instructor. I wasn't doing any of the work. I was just there, you know. But the 9th jump was like the first one where you go all the way up, and up until this point you've been drilled to like when you're at the door and you're ready to go, you look outside and there's an instructor hanging on, and you like give him the nod, and you look inside, you give that instructor the nod, and then you all go together. So on that 9th jump you look outside and it's like there's no one there. Wait a minute. Look inside. Oh shit, like fuck, it's just me now. Like prior to that, it's like if you fuck up it's fine because they'll save me. But like now it's just like, if you fuck up, you're dead. Like, I gotta fix it. But you know, like having good training really helps with that kind of stuff. So like, I made sure to go to the place where you can get like the best training and whatnot. And then and then progressing through, you get all the way up to 50 jumps, which is your B license. And at 50 jumps, you have to pack your own parachute as well. So also like at sub 50, I'm not packing my own parachute or anything. Right, so it's just like one thing I don't have to worry about. But now I'm at 50, you got to be packing your own parachute. And that was the scary one. I think that was the scariest jump of them all when I packed it myself. Because I'm like,
did I do it right?
Yeah, bro. Like people always ask me, and I say like, imagine trying to fold your bed sheets perfectly, and if you don't, you die. Like, you know, there's like silky bed sheets that like won't fold properly. Yeah, dude.
That would. Like I don't know if I could deal with that anxiety.
Like make your bed, but if there's a crease, you die.
That would freak me the fuck out.
I mean, it's a pretty extreme way to look at it, but
but fuck, man, that's pretty insane.
It's wild, man. I just never looked back ever since I've done it.
Do you do like, are you the instructor for other people now at all, or you just jump by yourself just for fun?
People always ask me. They're always like, "Oh, when can you like take me for a skydive?" And it's like I don't really plan on being an instructor or anything, because it's like I guess it's like riding a bike. Like, say if you were like really good at like a BMX bike, you're doing like backflips and like all different tricks, and you're trying to go to the X Games. And then you got to go put training wheels on. Like, because then if you're taking other people for skydives, you're just going for the ride sort of thing. It's pretty like
you're not doing all your crazy.
It's pretty standard. You're just taking them, getting them to smile for the camera sort of thing. So like, I don't really like plan on doing that. I suppose it's kind of like you know, I guess how they say, if you can't do, then you teach. That sort of like, you know, I guess like a music teacher or a drama teacher or something. There are people who didn't really make it in the acting world, so now they teach instead. But these guys, you got to have 1,000 jumps to even be able to learn to take people for tandem jumps.
1,000 jumps. 1,000. Fuck.
Yeah, I've done like 97, so like, you know, that's like heaps more. Yeah.
And how much does it all cost, if you don't mind me asking?
No, that's cool. I think like setting up is pretty like expensive to get started, because you need to like pay for your license, which is about $3,000. Then you got to buy your own parachute after that. You don't buy your own parachute straight away, but like otherwise you're just hiring a parachute every time.
Yeah.
So if you plan on doing it heaps, eventually like I'll probably get my own parachute. So that's like another $7,000 or so. And that's just to get started. That's without any of your jumps. But like once you're fully set up and you've paid for your coaching and everything, it works out to be like $35 a jump.
Right, okay.
Like, cheap.
So a lot cheaper than if you go with someone else.
Yeah, exactly. But know, like you got to be,
like you got to
be like 10, 12 grand in to even get that sort of thing. So
yeah, but it'd be worth it though.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's something you love.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of, I guess, other crazy, I say crazy shit, I don't, it's probably normal to you, but to other people it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, sometimes I got to try and remind myself of like how not normal some of this stuff is. Yeah.
But in terms of like adrenaline sort of rush activities, is there anything else that you've done or that you want to do?
Run with the bulls in Spain. That was wild.
That would be fucking
dude,
crazy.
that was like one of the craziest things I've ever done. And I bungee jumped off a skyscraper in China, which was like nuts as well. But on the running of the bulls, I was in Ibiza and I'd been, so like, you're probably younger and like used to always watch the videos on YouTube of the bull running in Spain and stuff and just seeing people get absolutely smashed and being like 12 years old and be like, I want to do that. Yeah. That was one of those things I grew up just always like watching the YouTube videos. And I would always say to myself since young, like, oh, I'd love to do that. But it only happens for like a week in this random town in Spain called Pamplona.
Okay.
So like, I would wish that I could do it one day, knowing that like I'm never going to be in Spain for this 1 week of the year in this random town for the event sort of thing. Anyway, I was living in Ibiza, and then it clicked. I was like, because Ibiza is just off the coast of Spain. It's a Spanish party island. So I was living there, and it clicked to me, and I'm like, fuck, like I think the running of the bulls would probably be soon on mainland. So I look it up, and it's literally in 1 week, and I'm like, no fucking way. So I hop on my laptop and I just book it straight away. I just book a flight over to the mainland, a 10-hour bus across Spain to Pamplona, and I got off, and then I stayed at this campground. So I stayed in a tent with this random other dude that I'd never met before. We became best mates. And yeah, I get there at like 10 p.m. at night, because I was only getting there just for the run and then go straight back. Like it was just like a round trip sort of thing.
Yeah.
I get there at 10 o'clock at night, pitch up in this tent, and everyone's already partying. It's like this party ground that I stay at. Probably like the worst idea. Yeah. Like I'm going, like I can't think of anything worse to do when you're hungover than like run from bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, so like obviously being me, I've stayed at the party ground. Yeah. I'm gonna rock up at 10, party for 6 hours, and then run with the bulls at 8 a.m. But yeah, we stay, and there's two types of people at this campground. There's ones like myself, which we're just partying. It's like unlimited beer and sangria all night as well. Yeah. So like, you're gonna make the most of it. But then there's like the German athletes and stuff that are like pitched up and they're like trying to get 12 hours sleep. Yeah. I remember like we would be like stumbling back to the tent and we'd be getting told to shut up because people are trying to like prepare for the race. This was actually like one of the craziest things that's ever happened in my life, because when I woke up the next morning, which was only after about 2 hours of sleep, my alarm goes off and it's like a full thunderstorm at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, fuck.
So how it works is like at 8 a.m. they do the run. So I was probably up at 6 or something. And it was the biggest storm, like especially being in the morning. Like I don't know, it just doesn't seem to like really, you wake up and there's like a lightning storm. It doesn't normally, it's a night thing. I don't know. Yeah. But so we get up and it's like bucketing down rain. It's full on. We get on this bus into town because we're just a little bit out of town. And how it works is the streets there are like the walls, like it's very like typical Spanish. The walls are like 5 stories high, just flat sort of thing. And in the streets only like 4 meters wide. So like how it works is it goes for about 1 kilometer, and then at the end of that kilometer is the arena sort of thing. And that whole course leads to the arena. And the bulls are at the start of that 1 kilometer. So everyone gets let into that street, which is barricaded off as well, like the streets that lead off of that. So you go and you pick a spot in there where you want to kind of wait. And then when the cannon goes, 8 o'clock, they close all the exits. So you cannot get out. The only way out is via the arena sort of thing. Like
so there is
no way out.
You just have to run.
Yeah, literally.
Otherwise you might get fucking
you'll be in one of the YouTube videos. Anyway, so about 300 meters into this 1 kilometer course is called Dead Man's Corner. It's like a 90-degree bend. And they call it that because like with so many, there's like hundreds and thousands of people running. And then like with the bulls coming through, they can't see it's a 90-degree corner until it's too late, so they kind of hit the corner.
Yeah.
So if you get kind of stuck in between the bulls and that wall. Like, it's called Dead Man's Corner for a reason. Like, you're gonna get seriously hurt. So I was like, I'm not gonna stand there, but I want to see it happen at least.
Yeah.
And I'm watching that, and then the cannon goes off, and this was the best idea up until the cannon went off. As soon as that cannon goes, it's like bucketing down rain, lightning, thunder, and now there's 12 bulls coming down the street towards me. At that point, I was like, fuck, I don't think I want to be here anymore. Like, this sounded like such a great idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see that happen, and then they kind of fly through and you go all the way into the arena. And then you get into the arena, and this is like, for the Spaniards and stuff, this is their yearly entertainment. This is like NRL Grand Finals.
Yeah.
It's a ticketed event sort of thing. If you're running, you run for free because like you're the entertainment.
Yeah.
But you run into this arena, literally 20,000 people, or like it's packed out.
Just watching.
Yeah, like cheering, like full on, man.
Yeah.
And you run into there, and then the gates into the arena get closed behind you. And then those bulls that have done the whole run down the street, they're like probably tired at that point. So they lock those up, and then they let out. They have like a fighting bull, or they have like 5 fighting bulls, all kind of ready to go, and they're fresh. They're like ready to
while
kill.
You're in the arena.
Yeah. So they lock the tired ones up, and then they'll let the energized bulls come out. And bro, like these things come out, and you just see people going boom, boom, like over the top of them.
Fuck. Did you get?
No, I didn't get hit or anything. I was freaking out though. Like my heart was going through my chest.
Yeah. Was there any close calls?
A few, but yeah, no, I got out fine. And people be trying to like jump out because they're trying to chicken out at that point. But all these Spanish people, they won't let you out. They're like pushing people back into the arena and stuff.
You couldn't even imagine something like that in Australia.
Yeah,
could you?
It was one of those things.
Like something like that would never happen here.
No,
like people just wouldn't. I don't know. They just wouldn't stand for it.
Yeah. I don't particularly agree with like the whole fight, that like bullfighting aspect side of things, but it was just one of those things. Like whether I go or not, it's still going to happen.
Well, exactly.
So like I'm here now.
Experience it. Fucking why not?
Experience it once, and So it was pretty wild, but
yeah. And you said you've been to China. I've been to China as well.
Yeah.
I went with a school like exchange sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we were only in the school for like 3 days or whatever. Which I didn't even like pay any attention.
Yeah.
I was hungover most of the time.
Yeah.
I was like 15, and I hope someone from Colo High School's watching this. Fuck them. But yeah, I was like 15. We went over there, and mate, like the families we were staying with, they all just like fed us so much piss.
Yeah.
Like, the first night I got there, they took me out for to some restaurant.
Yeah.
And they were just like red wine and fucking beers and like all this shit. I was like, this is fucking hectic. And the next day, I was that fucking hungover. As like a 15-year-old in China. Like, what the fuck?
I only went there briefly. I went to Macau.
Right, okay,
because my mum lived in Hong Kong for work. So I would like go and stay with her. And then China's like pretty close. So you just go over and spend a day there or something. Yeah. But I remember we were sat down for like lunch, and we were looking at this skyscraper. It was like can't remember the name of the building, but it was like the biggest one there. We were looking at it, just looking at how high this building was. Yeah. And we're having lunch, and we just see this black dot like go off the top of it. And we're like, no way, like we didn't know what had happened. We thought someone like had just like jumped like not bungee jumped, but like jumped, and we're like, no way. And then we realized that someone's bungee jumped. Yeah. And up until this point in my life, I've always said like, I don't know if I would bungee jump. Like it just didn't really like, because pretty like I think bungee jumping is actually dangerous. Like you can go blind, I think, from bungee jumping. Yeah, shit. Because like I don't know, like all the pressure on your spine and stuff. Like I don't know how it works, but it's pretty dangerous. Yeah. As soon as I saw that happen, I'm like, I need to do that. Yeah. And then went and done it, and that was wicked as well.
Have you been to New Zealand?
Yeah, I have been to New Zealand.
Did you bungee jump over there?
No, I didn't do it there. It looks real nice though.
Yeah.
'Cause that's like, you'll do like the nature aspect of bungee jumping there.
And well, yeah, but they have that huge fuck off one as well. You go out in a cable cart.
Yeah.
It's like 134 meters. It's called the Nevis bungee jump.
Yeah. I done 230.
If you
230 was the one in China.
230. Holy
insane. Centerpoint Tower's 170 for reference. So like 230. It's nuts.
That's insane.
I remember falling, and like I was falling and screaming, and then I was like, how the fuck am I'm still falling? Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, that would be a long jump.
Yeah.
That would be like, it would feel like eternity.
It's full on.
I'm interested in this though because I am going to do it in New Zealand. I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm also going to shit myself because even watching, I've watched YouTube videos of the one I want to do, the big fuck off one. Yeah. And even just watching them, it's like, oh fuck,
gets your heart racing for sure.
Fuck yeah. And but I guess you just have to go for it, hey. But what's that feeling like just before you jump? Like, what's that? How do you G yourself up to
Well, like,
jump?
How do I G myself up? I listen to like rock, like metal on the way. That's how I pump myself up. But dude, it sounds cliche and people say it, but they say it for a reason. Like, adrenaline is a drug on its own. Like, when you actually experience like a pure hit of adrenaline, that will like keep you going for weeks, man.
Yeah.
Like, actual adrenaline is like the best feeling ever. And with the whole skydiving thing, the great part about it is like if you were to just go and skydive once, like I've said this before to people that like adrenaline and fear kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So like if you're getting a hit of adrenaline, chances are there's probably a degree of fear involved because you're either like going fast on a motorbike or you're doing something crazy that's probably dangerous.
Yeah.
So there is fear. So like you don't really get to enjoy the adrenaline because the fear is kind of like in the way of it. But with skydiving, because I've done it so many times, and it's just like anything, when you do something over and over and over again, the fear aspect just diminishes completely to a point. So probably after it still took a while, maybe after 30 skydives, that fear had kind of gone away. Up until about 30, yeah, of course, there's like the fear aspect. But once you just start knowing what you're doing, knowing how the gear works, knowing what to do in every situation, the fear goes away. And then you're just left with the adrenaline. Yeah. And I think that's what keeps me going, is just like getting to enjoy just a pure hit of adrenaline. It's like incredible. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that's cool because I feel like I'd get up. I mean, skydiving would be different, but bungee jumping, I reckon I'd get up the top and I'd go, oh, fuck. Fuck. And I'd probably be there for fucking, like, an hour convincing myself, you're okay. You're going to survive this.
Well, I bungeed before I'd even skydive. So that was the first major jump I'd ever done. So I was shitting myself as well. Yeah. Standing on the edge there. Yeah.
And in China, it's like,
yeah, literally
can you
off
trust
a building.
Yeah,
I know, right? Yeah.
Like, I did a slingshot in China.
What's the slingshot?
You know slingshot, the ride?
Oh, were you in a cage? Ball? I've never done that. That actually scares me.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. I did it in Bali too.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Actually, I've got a video. I'll show
you. You've made it back.
I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you after. I'll show you after this. But in China, it was so cheap. So cheap. I think to do it here, it's like 40 or 50 bucks, which isn't a lot in terms of other things. But but like for a quick ride, it's not. Yeah. It's not. If they have it at the show or that, it's always like the most expensive thing to do.
I don't know how I feel about going up really fast. I like the idea of like falling's fine.
Yeah,
like
it's
going down fast is fine, but getting pushed up into the sky, scares me.
It's like full on. It's so much pressure on your face. It's like you go down, and I mean, some are different. Some pull you down and you're sort of straight, and then you come up. But most of them will swing you sort of back. I've done like 3 different ones now. I think I've done one here, and then I've done one in Bali in China. Yeah, and they sort of push you, pull you back. Yeah. The one in China, it didn't have any like fancy like smoke machine shit or all that sort of thing. So it was kind of just like, fuck, is this even going to fucking, am I going to survive this shit? Like, just going to slingshot me and I'm going to fucking fly out. Yeah. But it was so much fun. And it was like, it cost me like $5 Australian.
That's nothing.
And then they loved my reaction so much. Like, they were filming it. Yeah. They loved my reaction so much. They're like, do you want to go again for free?
Really?
And I was like, fuck yes.
Just to give them a reaction?
Yeah. So I just got to go again for free. It was hectic.
That's mad.
But yeah, it was so much fun.
That's cool. But, I'll have to do one sometime.
I would say, do that. And swim with sharks as well. Manly Sea Life Sanctuary does a good shark diving thing. Yeah. They're just great nurse sharks. Yeah. I do want to do like a great white cage
there's certain whales that I've seen people swim with that are like huge. I don't want to say the wrong one, but like there's like a certain breed of whale, and they're like not dangerous at all, but they look insane, and that's why you see photos of people swimming with them. I'd love to do that at some point. Yeah, it's like a huge whale, something that's like weighs a massive amount, like the size of a house. You see those ones? Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I would. I love the water. I really want to get my scuba diving like license and get all that. Because that's what. I'd love to go. I haven't been to Great Barrier Reef before, so
I've been
to go there.
To the reef, it's nice there.
And I'd like to scuba dive there. So hopefully don't end up like Steve Irwin.
See, I can't scuba dive because when I was younger, I can't remember what it was, but I had something like taken out in your ears that like reduces your ability to equalize, like balance and stuff. Yeah. So I can't even go more than like 5 meters. Like physically, my head would just like feel like it's gonna blow up. Yeah. So that's but it's weird because people get that skydiving. Some people get up to height and they get like real dizzy. They can't really tell up from down too well. Like they they don't even remember the whole. Like people will go for a skydive and not remember any of it. It's called sensory overload. So like there's so much happening at once that you just don't take in any of it. Yeah, but I would probably get that scuba diving because like my balance, I can't equalize and stuff. Yeah. So lucky I'm not too interested in it.
Yeah.
Because imagine it was your dream to be a scuba diver. You can only go 4 meters.
Yeah. Yeah. All I'm gonna see is like some fucking seaweed, like floating up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've snorkeled before in some pretty cool places.
Yeah.
Really fun. I did it in Thailand. There was a really cool. We went to like PP Island and James Bond Island and that.
Right.
So we snorkeled out there when we went on the boat.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really good. The reef was really like fucking. It was pumping.
Yeah,
when we went there. Parents have done the Great Barrier Reef. They said it was fucking amazing. Yeah. So, but
I know people that have gone to Thailand and been like scuba instructors there. Like that's because like when you go and do traveling, like when I went to Ibiza and stuff, you just find places that do seasonal work. So you like when you rock up to Ibiza, you go sell club tickets all summer or something like that. People go to Thailand and be scuba instructors. Apparently, it's pretty easy to do. So like I reckon that would be cool as well.
Yeah,
but something I couldn't really do either.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'd only be able to go 4 meters. So.
Yeah, I just take them down to 4 and just send them further.
Yeah,
like,
yeah you guys will be right.
You guys can keep going. I'll wait here.
If you need anything, just come back.
Just come back up. Just pull the line 3 times.
Do you have any plans for I guess as the world sort of opens up again? I bet you're keen as to travel.
Well, I just got my Croatian citizenship, which is cool. So I'm like dual citizen between Croatia and Australia now.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just getting that passport at the moment. But like I don't really have any plans. Just kind of cruising. Like I'm finishing uni in a few weeks. So like just kind of playing it by ear.
Yeah. What are you doing at uni?
Business marketing. Yeah. But my partner's a dancer. She like does dance, film, dance, acting, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and she's with agencies that could like take her places. So just kind of playing it by ear. And if something pops up,
might need to get me in touch with her because
I
do acting as well.
Oh, that's right. No, I saw your self take actually as well.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. So
so sometimes her agencies might bring up an opportunity that could be in like Tokyo or something.
Yeah,
and, good
thing.
thing
You just go.
Yeah, I guess the good thing with me is I just want to see everywhere. Like it doesn't matter where's first.
Have you been to Japan?
I have been to Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, you've been everywhere.
I've been to a few places, So, but just kind of playing it by ear.
I'd love to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Tokyo really, interests me, eh?
Yeah. In Tokyo, there's Shibuya Crossing. I don't know if you've heard of that before. Have you seen Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that one scene where they drift through the intersection and like thousands of people run out of the way? That's a real intersection.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just like that. There's like thousands of people in it. We went and saw that. It's nuts. Like every time, like as soon as those walking lights go, every single time, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people will cross.
Fuck.
It's insane.
That's mental, eh?
Yeah.
I really want to travel again. Like, I bet. Like, did you feel it at all, or were you sort of like knuckled down with uni that you didn't?
I've been pretty knuckled down with uni.
So I guess the good thing is,
I guess the good part is that like because no one's been allowed to travel, so like I've been able to study and not be like seeing everyone on continuing trips and stuff. Like
like
it's
not
like
out.
It's not like I'm doing like business assignments and people are in Greece. So I guess it's made it easier for me to finish my degree.
Yeah.
And then I've always I've thought to myself towards the later half of things if I did go and travel, I wouldn't want it to be like imagine like going over and then just a massive COVID outbreak happens again.
Yeah.
And then you have to
come
come straight
there
back.
Or you're fucking stuck in quarantine.
Even once international travel opens, I probably wouldn't think about going for like another year or two.
Yeah.
Because like you want it to be open and stay open.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
pumping as well. You want like every business to be up and running. You want it to be back to its prime.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like New York. New York is still struggling so much right now. And like I know people who are like waiting for like November to fucking go there again. It's like fucking wait. Like it's not going to be the New York makes New York New York.
Because think about it, when they're opening like in Sydney at the moment, for example, they'll open up like people to have parties at their houses. And then it's like it goes from nothing to 5 to 10 to 20 and then back to 10. And then back to 5 and now and then it's been on 0 again. Like we went from 0, like no people allowed at your house, all the way up to unlimited. And then all the way back down to 0 again. Yeah. So like I just feel like that's going to happen with international travel as well.
Yeah.
You'll be able to go wherever you want, and then now you can't leave.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck.
Yeah.
So.
And then it'll be you need a booster shot, and then you need this. And
it's going to take a bit of work.
God.
So.
But anyway.
Skydiving keeps me sane, so I just got that too.
Yeah, just
keep me going.
Jump out of a fucking plane.
Yeah.
Ever feeling down, just fucking, I might just go for a jump.
Yeah. I saw this skydiving meme. It's like therapist, what do we do when we're sad? Skydive it, jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
Therapist, no.
No, but that's good. Yeah. Well, that's why, I mean, during lockdown and that, I must say I felt, because I wasn't doing this, and obviously where we do this from, there's restrictions on, where people could go and who could travel and blah, blah, blah. And man, it fucking killed me, eh? But in saying that, it gave me a lot of opportunity to find other ways to create. Like, that's why I got right back into my acting. And I actually got the passion back to like do self-tapes and things like that I usually, if I could do that or go to the pub, I'm gotta go to the pub.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there's just so much to do when things are open and that. And when you're stuck at home, it really does put that sort of, I guess, that drive in you
for you to like do what you got to do sort of thing.
Yeah. So I could understand like why you said that with uni and that as well. It's like it does it if there's one positive from fucking COVID, that would probably be it.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
it makes you, I guess, more focused on the things you should be focused on.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like right now, like the pubs are open again. Fuck, mate, I've been at the pub nearly every day since.
Yeah.
Like I'm even considering going for a beer after this.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah. And it's like, if no one was going and I couldn't see that anyone was going, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But because everyone's going, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll fucking go.
It's nice not seeing people like in Greece and stuff.
Yeah.
Croatia, so,
I swear that was my Instagram every fucking...
Yeah.
Every year.
All the time. Every European summer.
Every Aussie winter, it was like everyone's in fucking Europe. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where's everyone getting this money from?
People just, yeah. Well, I just got a visa when I went over there. Like, I got a Spanish visa.
Just worked.
Bro. But like, I had to learn Spanish to get that. It was, I'm such a bloke. Like, I left it till the last minute. So I remember, because I don't know, I thought because it's Ibiza, and then my mum eventually asked me, I had like quit all my jobs, I'd left uni, everything was like, bought my plane tickets, a whole lot, and then like 2 months out, my mum's like, have you got a visa? And I'm like, nah, mum, like, it's Ibiza, you do whatever you want, you just rock up. It's just like the biggest party island in the world. So me, having like never been, I'm just like, oh yeah, like everything goes, you just rock up and go party, and everything's gonna be fine. And my mum's like, no, like, I think you might need a visa. So we end up doing that whole process. And then we find out that you need to be able to speak Spanish to get a Spanish working visa. They sent me a list of 30 requirements for the visa. Yeah. And I met 29 of them. The 30th one was speak fluent Spanish. Oh, functional Spanish, sorry. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I had to reply to the email. They're like, do you meet all these requirements? Yeah. So obviously I'm like, yes, because I'm like, fuck, I've left my job. Like, I'm going. And then for the first time, like when you don't want someone to be so quick about something they're like, all right, great. We just need you to come to the embassy and show to us that you can speak Spanish. We can get you in like 2 weeks. I'm like, fucking great. I've just told them that I can speak Spanish. So for 2 weeks, 8 hours every day. I was working full time as well, but lucky I was in an office, so I just had my headphones in. Yeah. 8 hours of study every single day for 2 weeks of Spanish. Fuck. Just so I could rock up to the embassy and do all my paperwork with them in Spanish. Just so they could see that like I learned Spanish. God. That was full on. Yeah.
Fuck. And can you still speak? Can you speak good Spanish now?
I was terrible at it. But like I just like learnt enough to like rock up, say do all my documents and stuff. But it was so funny because once like eventually they were like, yeah, he's cool, I got checked off everything, rock up in Ibiza, and I thought I was hot shit because I'm like, I could speak Spanish, like I'm in Spain, I could speak Spanish. Dropped all my stuff in the room and I'm like, I'm gonna go get a coffee. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. So I go for a walk down to the cafe, and it's not even like a Westerners cafe. It's like Spanish, as Spanish as it gets. Like these guys have got a siesta happening at 4. Like, And I go in there, and then I ordered a coffee, but I somehow subtracted the coffee from my order. So like I ordered a coffee, but with no coffee in it. So I ordered a warm milk. And this chick, like I remember like ordering it in Spanish, and I was so confident. And then she was like questioning me about it, and I'm like, yeah, like that's what I want. And then she passes over a warm milk, and I was like, I don't even know how to correct this. So I just left sipping a warm milk. That was like the last Spanish I ever spoke. Yeah.
Did you find you needed the Spanish? Did you need Spanish at all when you were there?
No, Ibiza, because it's just like party place.
Yeah. Like so everyone's
English driven.
Yeah. Yeah. Everywhere's. Yeah, actually, it is. Hey, I always because that's where a lot of they go on like Geordie Shore and shit.
Yeah,
go overseas and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to Europe, but I was meant to go to Europe.
Yeah.
With school.
Yeah.
Then I got kicked off the trip.
Oh, you got kicked off the trip?
Yeah, before we went. Yeah, I got drunk at the swimming carnival. Well, I rocked up drunk. as fuck.
Yeah.
And we made like
year were you in?
year 12.
Yeah, that's right.
We made like
waiting for it to be like year 9.
Yeah. We made like jelly, fucking vodka jelly.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't just fucking mix drinks and take them in. Fucking, it was like so red hot that we had jelly. Like, who the fuck has jelly, cunt?
Yeah.
And we're eating this jelly, and we're like fucking thinking we're the sickest cunts. Like, we're getting fucked up. And then teachers called us and I got kicked off the Europe trip. So
that's funny as.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Any kids watching this? Don't get drunk at the swimming carnival.
Yeah.
If you've got a Europe trip.
Only the athletics carnival.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's funny because the athletics carnival happened like a few months later and whatnot.
Yeah.
And all the teachers like kept going up to like grabbing my water and we're like,
oh, they were checking your drinks and stuff.
I'm like, fuck off! Like they're just trying to stir me up. But fuck off.
Yeah.
But no, it was.
Yeah, you got to do Europe at some point though.
Definitely do. Yeah, I think that will be on the cards after New Zealand. Really just want to do New Zealand because it's like, I just want to test myself, in like adventure sort of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I was having a conversation with one of my friends a while ago about this kind of stuff, and like doing the whole adventure thing. And I explained because she was like asking me like, is it scary, this and that, and how do you do it? And I came up with this way of looking at it, which was like perfect. And it's just like, how many times have you been too hesitant to like jump in a pool of water because it was cold, right? Like someone's like, your friends are like in the water and they're like jump in, but you've like already felt it with your feet and you're like, that's cold. Like, I'm not going to jump in. But then eventually you dive in, and then once your body's fully in the water, you realize that it's actually fine. Yeah. So like the water's fine once you're in. It's just like diving in that's the hard part. Yeah. It's the same with like traveling and stuff. Yeah. So like with that going and pursuing all those adventures, it's like just focus on the dive, and that applies to everything, man. I always apply it to like my life and stuff. It's like the water's nice once you're in. Just focus on the dive. The dive is just like, it might be just like leaving the house, going and just making that first step to go and do something. And once you're in, like it's fine.
I know, it's just it's just about committing to.
Yeah, it's commitment, and that's what the dive is. It's just all commitment. You just need to like get off the ledge, sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah,
bungee jumping, but fuck, I would skydive. I would happily, skydiving. Yeah, I would do. I would do that tomorrow. If it wasn't fucking $400 or however much.
It's a bit much for your first time.
For like an experience thing. But I do want to do it. I plan to do it in New Zealand as well, actually. But
that'd be cool.
I might just do it in the Gong.
Yeah.
I used to live in Wollongong, actually.
Well, that was where I done my first one, Wollongong. Yeah. But I plan on like bringing my parachute with me around, like if I do travel in the future and stuff, just like I've got my own parachute, so bring that with me. And when you get licensed with skydiving, you like, that's recognized worldwide. So you still, when you rock up in a new country, you still got to pay to be like with that federation, just like, but you're already a licensed jumper. You just got to pay like $100 to be with that country, sort of thing. Yeah. So like, now that I'm licensed, you can jump anywhere in the world. Like if I was in Switzerland, I could go to the Alps and jump out of a helicopter.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
So when I'm like justifying the costs and stuff, like I plan on doing a lot more travel with my life. I'm pretty like hooked on the whole idea of skydiving. Like I can see that it's gonna work out. It's gonna like end up being okay for costs if I just get it out of the way. Like I'm gonna get my money's worth out of it. So
yeah, for sure. Is there, I guess, anything for people who are watching this? Well, who will be watching it? It's pre-recorded. It's not live. But,
secrets out. We're not actually live.
But to people who want to, do this or do something similar, what advice would you give them? Especially, let's say if they don't have all the money in the world, they don't have, they're just working their ass off at a 9-to-5 job and they want to just add a bit more to their life. Yeah. What advice would you give?
I would say you don't need all the money in the world. You don't have to go and live like luxury. You don't have to be in the best villa and stuff. Like it's more so if you like when you go and do it for the first time, you realize it's not about how good the places that you're staying in. It's just about being somewhere different and like making new experiences and meeting new people. And like when I was doing it, man, like I'd find myself hanging out with people that like I wouldn't normally hang out with. Like in Sydney when I'm out, I wouldn't go out and really hang out with this kind of person because we're just different people. Yet here we are in a different country having like the time of our lives together. Yeah. So like it doesn't matter so much about the money thing. I'd say just like get a visa, put everything on hold, especially if you're in your 20s. If you're in your 20s, like you're in your prime, and like I've got this tattoo that says limited on my wrist, and it just means that time's limited. Like time will run out. I think everyone like, and I'm guilty for it myself in the past, just always be like, oh, like I'll do it tomorrow, like I'll do it next week, I'll put it off. I just keep putting things off. Yeah. But like reminding yourself that like time will run out. This prime time of your life, it's like it's limited. And eventually you won't be able to do the things that you can do right now. So like I would say just get out there and go and do things, and don't worry. Like even if you start from scratch at 30, you can still make it. Like people start from scratch at 50 and 60 and make it. So like if you're 20, man, you could fail 10 times over and still make it. So like that one thing that's stopping you, don't worry about it. Like, yeah.
I'm about to turn 24, so...
Oh, I'm running out of time.
Yeah, fucking hell. Now I'm feeling like I am, eh? Yeah. No, not really. I'll be all right. You're only as young as you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm 45.
No, it's about being young on the inside, I'd say. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah. I still act like I'm fucking 18 years old anyway. It's the shit I do, shit I get up to. My body tells me I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
So fuck no. Yeah. Fucking have a rest, mate. Sunday. Buy a bag? No. Bad idea. Yeah. It's fucking 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Go to bed, cunt. But yeah, fuck. But actually, that's another good thing lockdown did. It was actually make me save money.
Yeah, definitely.
And now,
because you can't really spend it if you try.
Yeah.
But then it's hard for people to work as well, so it's a bit of a... But I mean, for the people that were lucky to still be working, then, you can definitely put some money away.
Yeah, you're not going out spending your fucking...
No.
You know?
Yeah. Ridiculous nights out. Spending heaps of money and stuff.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the future in terms of do you see yourself as a career guy at all, having a career, or sort of just jumping around and living more free? Yeah. Being more flexible?
Bit of both, because I do film as like a career aspect. Yes. So like videography and digital media.
Actually, that's something we haven't touched on yet.
Yeah, so that's where my my passions with like work would lie. Like when I'm doing that, I don't really feel like I'm working. So I guess I'll wrap up this marketing degree, and then like the good thing about doing digital media and stuff like that is like you can kind of do that from anywhere in the world. Like if you're like, doesn't matter what country you're in, you can still approach like every restaurant there and be like, let's do some promo work and like, make money through that. So like I think
your shit's really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I watched a bit of your stuff on Facebook and Instagram and that. I think there was a crazy. Was it your party? Was it your 21st?
Probably.
Or someone else's 20.
Good parties. Yeah.
And it was a crazy party video that you put together, and fuck it, just red hot.
That would be my party.
Yeah, it was just fucking. It was rowdy as fuck. Like, looked so good.
I've literally had parties every year for like 10 years. So always having a big party.
Yeah.
But with the whole work thing, I guess it's definitely influenced by travel, and like, you know, because I don't want to be 80 and look back on my life and be like, fuck, like I never done anything. I think that's like my biggest fear, and that's like all this stuff that I do now, like the skydiving, the traveling. This is all side effects of me like not wanting to be 80. And looking back and like dwelling. Yeah. So I guess I'm definitely driven by all of that kind of stuff, and like that is a major influence on like what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And I suppose with I mean, free, like you could start your own business, freelance that shit out. Like it's
for sure. Yeah.
And there's a lot of money in that.
Yeah, and I feel like this is just my opinion, but most like success stories out there in terms of people like making it and stuff, normally that comes from like someone starting their own business or being like an entrepreneur and doing something crazy. Like, you know, and nothing on people like I've done the 9 to 5 plenty. I'm doing it at the moment. Like, but like I'm working in a warehouse. But when you're in that kind of role like that, like it's a lot more difficult to make it to the top, and as opposed to like someone that's just like started out their own business, and then that's just, I don't know, the ceiling seems to be a lot higher. Yeah, there's more opportunity for you to actually like live out your own life as well.
100%.
So you don't want to like make someone else's dreams come true. Like you want to make yours come true.
Yeah, we got some really good advice at NIDA. We had like a sort of a lady came in. We did like a class on just like a discussion about like, you know, your craft versus your work.
Yeah,
and you know, you got to decide where you want your craft to be, like whether it's fucking acting or singing or fucking radio, podcasting, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's deciding on is it a passion or is it a career or is it a job? You know, or not a job, but so you see your job, like if you have a job. And if you just see it as paying the bills to then go and live your passions and then find, you know, whatever, like right now, what do you say, you're working in a warehouse?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, that's fine because that's paying for what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly right,
know?
Yeah.
And
you got to work regardless, so you might as well.
And yeah, you don't have to love your job. Like that's a misconception. Yeah. But as long as you don't make your job, if you want your job to be your life, you got to make sure you love it.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
You can't hate your job and that be the only thing going for you.
Yeah.
You I mean, it's not good to hate your job either, but if you look at it as just like it's just a tool.
Yeah, for sure.
To then make money.
Yeah, it allows me to do like outside of my work hours, allows me to do whatever I want. Sort of thing. So like,
exactly. Yeah, that's how I see it. And I'm like, well, fuck, like if I can make money from this, then I get the time to be able to do this or do, go to NIDA and pay for the classes and shit like that. So, but yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Give yourself a plug. For people who, if they want to check you out on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, you can check me out on Instagram. It's just Jayden Lampasi, spelled the same way as on this podcast. So
got a lot of followers on TikTok too, I saw.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's because some of my skydiving vids blew up on there.
I've only just got TikTok not long ago.
Oh, that's bad, bro.
I kept going, fuck, I don't want it. Like, fuck off, everyone. Everyone kept sending me videos and being like, oh, fucking get TikTok. It's fucking funny as well. Like, I stayed on Instagram Reels anyway. What's the point of having another fucking thing?
Yeah.
And then I got it and I was like, actually,
the numbers on TikTok, like all you need, and like the thing about TikTok is, in comparison to Instagram, is like Instagram just puts your content out to your followers. So you kind of cap, if you've got 1,000 followers, well, it's kind of like you cap, like 1,000 people are going to see it at max. Yeah. But with TikTok, you don't even need any followers. You could just post something and it blows up and then you have 20,000. Like it's crazy like that. So yeah. Yeah, no, it's TikTok's definitely I feel like an old cunt. Yeah. At first, being like, "Fucking, what is this shit?" And now I'm like, "Fuck, this is one of the best tools out there for anyone that wants to do shit." Especially for even businesses and a lot of media organizations. Like how they're utilizing it. I'm like, "Fuck, it's definitely worth it." Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the numbers on there are crazy.
And then you also just get your fucking dumb sluts and
there's
jacked up wankers.
There's some characters on there. I don't know if you like watch the lives on there, bro. They're bad. Yeah, but it's good because it lets me see what I don't want to be as well. I'll be scrolling on TikTok. I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, we might wrap it up.
Sweet.
If you're happy to, I mean, we can keep talking if you want. Cool. But I think we covered a lot. Yeah. We'll leave it on. Do you live by a motto at all, a mantra, anything that you live your life by that you could inspire others?
Not in one sentence, but I'd say, like, honestly, just get out there. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anyone hold you back. Like, if you want to do something, do it. I guess, like, no one, like, you're not obliged to want to do things that other people want to do, but that also means that they're not obliged to want to do what you want to do. Like, so if someone doesn't want to do what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that, because you don't have to do what they want to do either. Yeah. So that just means that, like, not everyone's going to want to do, like, your ideas. But like, if you just keep living like that, like, you're not going to do anything. There comes a point you need to be like, all right, other people don't want to do it, but I still do, so I'm just going to do that anyway. Like when I went and got my skydive license, I just done it on my own. When I wanted to travel, I done it on my own, because I wasn't going to sit there and wait for other people to say yes. Yeah. So yeah, don't wait for yeses from people. As soon as you want to do something, just do it. Yeah. Yeah. And I would say do it by yourself. Yeah. You'll learn a lot about yourself when you do things solo. Yeah. Like mastering the art of like being on your own. Because like at the end of the day, if there's one person that you're stuck with forever, it's yourself. Yeah. Like people come and go, but you are stuck with you. So like doing something on your own for an extended period of time will like help you come to love who you are. And enjoying your own company is like a pretty powerful tool. Yeah. Yeah. So master that. Awesome. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, and episode 6 done. And remember, guys, speak free with Matty G.